Hi everyone, this is Mike, and what I want to do is I want to take a look at some HTML, and I want to go in and use a HTML web page to create a layout utilizing cascading style sheets. So I'm going to take certain sections, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to position them on a page. And typically what will happen is over here on the right hand side I have like a image up of a little mock-up of a website, and basically what's going to happen is I want to have at the top a header section, which will be a graphic. Over on the left hand side I want my navigational buttons. I want my main content over here on the right, and then I have a little footer section at the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my text that I've created in an HTML notepad and use cascading style sheets to go in and position by controlling the width, the height of each of these sections. The key thing about this is that we're going to be using what we call our div tags, DIV. The div tags allow us to go in and section off our pages. And when we're able to section off, we can actually control the style of each section, and it only applies the style to that section and not all the other sections. So in this case, if I was going to create a website that has a header, navigation, main content, footer, I am going to have at least 4 main sections, and somewhere I will have 4 div tags within my document. And again, think of div tags as a container. So what you're doing is you're taking the div tag and you're putting information in that container, and you're going to control that style. Now I've already gone in and I have a document set up in HTML over here on the left hand side. As you can see here, it starts off with the doc type, HTML tag. It has a nice head section, and then we have our body section, which you'll see here we have an image that's been created. Then we have some links to different pages. Then I have some main content down here at the bottom, and then I have also at the very bottom some footer section about basically having more navigation. Now what does it look like if I open this up in the browser? Well, I already have it open up, so let's take a look at. This is what it's going to look like. It's going to basically be vertical, and anything you type in, it's like a Word document. You type it in, it's going to go put the first thing first, then the next line, and next and next and next. So what you'll see here is that the main content, which is welcome on this paragraph, it's down below my navigation. My navigation happens to be right up here to the left, or top left, and says home instructions, and then my footer section down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this page up using div tags. And then after using div tags, I'm then going to go in and use a style sheet to control the position. So how do I add the div tags? Very simple. First thing you do is find the section that you want to be the head tag. In this case, or the division that you want to be in, I'm going to create a header section that's going to control have the graphic that I have listed. So I'm going to click right up here in this blank line. I'm going to put the tag in. It's going to be in lowercase. But as you work with div tags, you have to name the section, because if you don't, then when you use the style sheet, it doesn't know what style to apply to what div tag. So then it will apply it to every div tag that same style. So when you name it, you get a little bit more control. To do that, we use the attribute called ID. So I'm going to put the ID in. That's all you do, is put ID equals, then in quotations, the name of that section, and followed by the greater than sign. Now remember, in basic HTML, if you have an opening tag, you're going to have a closing tag. So if you don't, then it's going to assume everything on that page is part of the division called header. So I'm going to click right after the image tag. I'm going to put a slash div to close it. Now if I save this and I look over here on my page and upload it, reload it again, you're not going to see a difference, because we have not applied any styles to it. So I'm going to go ahead and add the main section here, or the navigational section. And what I'm going to do is, again, same thing. I'm going to put a div tag in. I'm going to put ID equals, And in this case, I'm going to type in left content. Now, if you use multiple words, don't include spaces. Spaces cause issues when you work with that. And then I'm going to scroll down below my navigation and put a closing div tag in. I'm going to keep scrolling down. Here's my main content right before welcome. So I got to put another div tag in. ID equals, and then again, the same thing. I'll put quotations, main, quotations. Then at the end of my main section, again, you got to have an idea of what type of content is going to go in these sections. So if you already have your page already created, then you have to divide it up into sections. So you got to figure out which section is going to be this div tag. And then I put the closing tag in, and I'm going to put an opening tag for the footer section. And don't forget the closing tag. I'm going to save this. Now again, if I reload this over here by clicking on the reload button, now you'll see some changes already, and the reason is because I have a style sheet already applied. And up here at the top, in my headset section, I have a tag called link that accesses that external style sheet. So notice how the main section goes up automatically. I'm going to delete that right now. When I delete it, and I'm going to resave it, I'm going to reload it, notice it goes back to what it was original. Because if you do not have a style applied to those sections, it does not know what to do. So it's going to treat it just as identical as we started with. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go in and set up your div tags to put in the information. Now some people, if you already go in and you create the page and you already have the content in, then you just have to go in and put your div tags to encompass the information. If you're starting something from brand new, some people, what they'll do is they will actually put the div tags in with no contents. So what they'll do is they'll put the div ID header /div, they'll put left content, and there's nothing in there. And what will happen is when they go and upload, there won't be any content, so they won't see anything. So then they'll just go in and start adding their code in, they'll add their text in. So basically dividing it up into sections is very easy to do. Then this next video I'm going to create, this is a two-part video. Now I'm going to show you that external style sheet, and then I'm going to show you what you need to do to stylize it, to create those positioning. So definitely review this one and then review the second one to get a better control.